You're watching this week's show with Dan and Mike.
Welcome back to this week's show.
Blessings.
Blessings indeed. So we have quite an interesting announcement to make. Our feature That Should Cover It, where we choose a heavy covered pop song normally, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is now got an association, which is what this week's show is going to be all about. So you will see brand new, well, I say brand new, a slight change to the feature artwork, and then we're going to get into it afterwards. So we're just going to roll those features, and then we will get on with telling you what we're affiliated with now. So that was our features.
Quite a cool show this week. We had a lot of fun.
Very, very much so. Make sure that you do check out our main radio show. The link to our Mixcloud is below. And whilst you're there, make sure you do a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.
Bing, 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 bing.
And I'm going to cut all of those bells I just put up because I'm having great fun chasing fingers in post-production at the moment.
Stick another one just there.
I hate you. Actually, I don't.
One right there. Don't have to do those last ones.
Even with all of that, you have reminded me that this now is the time to give thanks for my co-host.
It's Thanksgiving in America.
It is. And of course, what I know about Thanksgiving is that that's when Americans really, really own it on doing what we in the UK call a roast. You know?
Yes.
The Thanksgiving dinner is so...
The turkey.
Yeah.
The potatoes, the gravy.
The
sweet potatoes and marshmallows. Yes, please.
All of that sort of stuff. So make sure that if there are things that we should add to the UK Christmas roast from the American Thanksgiving, put it in the comments below and we will try it.
But also, it's good to thank people that throughout the past year have been there for you. Like yourself and our manager for me.
Our manager's just that way. So if you say thanks, she'll hear it.
Thank you.
No, we're very, very grateful.
Yeah, it hasn't been the best of years for myself, but these two have helped me get through it.
And very much the same over here. I am not just grateful to these people, I'm grateful to what we do as well, because that's what this association is also all about, because we got Andy's Man Club a few weeks back. That was awesome.
Yes.
And we've had EMP for a while.
With a new discount code.
We should probably talk about that a hot sec. So at checkout, you can now get 20% off
but
your
you have
purchase.
To spend £39.99
first.
But then you'll get 20% off that.
Which is MJRS20 is the code. It is up there, MJRS20.
And it's a much bigger discount than if you go and use their 10% off for Black Week Friday.
Yep. We genuinely are just blown away by the response from EMP. So thank you very much to our affiliates EMP.
I give thanks to them.
I do as well.
As well as our American station who constantly support us, Rock Rage Radio.
Yes.
We've been with them, it's getting on almost a decade now. We were there, we're one of the OGs.
That's why we are a full network show.
Yeah, it's great.
And so that is where you can see or listen to the first listen of the show on a Sunday night at 10 p.m. in the UK, 5 p.m. EST. Eastern time, and then it's Mixcloud the next day. So
big thanks to John and Cheesy, who are the big bosses up there.
Yes,
over there. Sorry, because we're in the UK.
And to be honest, another big thanks to all of the people that we work with that provide us a radio show to build. We're talking like Sharp Tone Records, Nuclear Blast, Noise Cartel, Hold It Down. That's
AC Promotions.
Good as Gold.
Yeah, Good as Gold. There's so many promoters and PRs and radio friends that we only get to see during the summertime.
at festivals.
They haven't seen us in coats.
No. So make sure that you do check out our show for all of that type of stuff. Now,
Well, there we go. We've heaped a load of praise and thanks.
and now we have our new affiliate, which is something very, very important to the two of us.
Yes.
Bit of history is for years we've worked with photographers, other UK press agents, but for years we have also been the sort of grumpy, tired old men that stand back from the main pit. So this started in a silly way, like we would just look after people's handbags and stuff like that.
Do you remember we did that, looked after a load of handbags, and then we circle pitted around them to Hacktivist Live?
Yeah, crunking with
crunking with our arms full of handbags.
So much fun. And this over time just became that if we were at a gig and somebody was having a hard time, you could always just come and stand with us, take a break from the pressure of the pit if you got a bit worn out or a bit beaten up.
Yeah, we're old, so we're always at the back. You can always find us. We've got our own merch on most of the time, or at least I have.
I do too. And what it also turned into is, we're basically just guys that you can come stand with if you're also having a rough time. So unbeknownst to us to begin with, that was happening, and people just come and stand with us because they're getting approached creepily at gigs by other males, because this is a message from males to other males that we're doing today.
It's quite an honour actually for an organisation that's set up to support women to be in association with two goofy dudes like us.
I mean, we always laugh that we're a male name show with two male presenters in a male dominated industry. But we wanted to make sure that we're using our platform well. One of the things that we do is if we see something at a gig that isn't appropriate, we go and tell security. That is the best way of handling it.
To do, yeah.
This has covered, everything from creepy behaviour to one time at a festival, we actually managed to shut down Napalm Death, just the two of us, because somebody took they ate the floor off of crowd surfing.
Yeah.
And that was a beautiful moment where everybody looked after each other, and we created a safe space for this ill person. And then, like I say, we realised that people were using the two of us because we did so many gigs, and you could always rely on us just being stood at the back or in the smoking area.
Well, I've got a background of getting on for almost a decade of being one of those dudes at the front of the stage that catches the crowd surfer.
In fact, he even lost a lot of blood when his eyebrow piercing was kicked out of his face.
Brutal it was.
To Catatonia. Now, this is actually the 90s pop band, not
indie rock. I wouldn't go. Well, they were pop, yeah, they're number ones, yeah.
But not the metal band that's now called Catatonia. So
I think they were around first, the ones with the K.
Yeah. Either way, he got a drum skin signed, bunch of high fives.
So yeah, I know how to look out in gigs for people in distress, and that's why we thought we'd go for that kind of angle. We know what we're doing at gigs because we've worked them and promoted them and booked them and been to them
and done the whole thing. And then two examples from that we both remember. My sort of first realization of how much as a guy I've got to take the responsibility of making sure that I'm policing other males and their behaviour was watching Sam Carter absolutely destroy somebody on stage that inappropriately touched somebody in the crowd. He pulled the music and then went on the most beautiful rant as to why a gig should be a safe space.
But scary.
He's a scary man. And then you had quite a formative one with Mr. Frank Carter, didn't you?
Yeah. It was when Frank was just starting out as Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes.
After Gallows.
Yeah. Oh, after his other project, something in Hearts, can't remember.
Sorry.
He would regularly in his gigs just stop after a song he would say, right, stop, right, this next tune is for the ladies in the house. Gents, back off, don't do anything, just ladies, for you can go crowd surfing, you can go batshit in the pit, you can crowd kill if you really need to, but this is a safe space for you. And this is why we thought, safe space, safe gigs for women is perfect. And Frank, I said it on the radio show, Frank is the patron saint
of
safe gigging.
So we put this to the person that we let make all of our decisions, because far wiser than we are over a lot of things, is we have a manager called Heidi, and she is amazing. She keeps us in line, pushes us hard, and
Tries to kill me.
tries to kill Mike on the YouTube show as well.
Season 1, episode 8.
Yeah, make sure you check that out. It is hilarious.
I'm going to get 108 tattooed on my knuckles.
But we put this idea to her because we couldn't answer the fact that are we basically doing the digital version of mansplaining by associating? And the answer was very much no. So we let her approach Safe Gigs for Women, and we got a very, very, very lovely response from them saying they would absolutely love to associate with us for the reasons that we've been talking about now. So now that should cover it, which is the only feature we had without an affiliation is now affiliated with Safe Gigs for Women. And we could not be happier. We've got a really cool merch thing for you guys where you benefit from using our code so we can give back to our listeners.
MJRS20 at checkout when you spend over $39.99.
That was really good. We've got Andy's Man Club, and for anybody that's ever watched anything that we do, we've been trying to get mental health talked about for such a long time. There's been a vlog I did a while back that led to this. Mike's done some really, really stunning work in interviews as well. He also puts together the show listing every week, so there's been on the sort of mental health side, he'll always check into the reasons why, and potentially bands that have written a track that could mean something to their fans, that gets a bit of higher consideration because it's that important. Now, one of the things that he might get a little bit embarrassed about, because I can give him praise, but he would never admit to it himself, is for years now, since we've got a lot of female friends in the industry, a lot of people in Me Too use the music industry as a great example, and it's all about numbers, male versus female. And I happen to know that one thing that goes into the background of him deciding the tracks is trying to get as much of a fair representation of both sexes as is allowed by band members available. So
not both sexes, all sexes.
Sorry, all sexes. So that's why there's always going to be a place on the My James Rock Show for anybody that isn't just male. Like, males have the domination, we've said that. Like, there's always going to be that on the show.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that the industry is run by blokes, and
apart from PR at festivals, that's run by absolutely amazingly strong women that make sure we get really awesome interviews.
Boss bitches, as they say.
Hell yeah. Or girl bosses as well.
Lady bosses, all of that.
Shout out to people like Jazz, who pushed me really hard to create this show. So yeah, we even in the radio show and in the background, I say he tries to make sure that there is as much representation for all sexes as possible. And
colours and creeds and
anything
countries.
That we can. This we want the Mike James Rock Show, or this week's show, to be a safe space for anybody to listen. We are basically, the way that we view it is we're humans of the world. That's about the only thing that we can say about what we do, is we're humans of the world, and therefore everybody's accepting. I personally, we happen to live in Devon in the UK, which is a holiday destination of the UK, thank you very much.
Home sweet home.
And I say this to anybody that chats to me about things like privilege, is I did nothing to be born in Devon in the UK. I'm just lucky. So if you want to come to the UK, you want to come to Devon, you want to maybe even come to my house, that'd be a bit weird, but I'm one of these people that believes that my country, my hometown, my everything is only bettered by diversity. And that's diversity, as he says, creed, colour, sex, anything. We learn as we grow, and so that's why we wanted to make sure that the next people that we approached
we mentioned it earlier that two dudes supporting safe gigs for women, it's about supporting that, but more importantly is the only way you can get safe gigs for women is if dudes, blokes, men who are predominantly the people at gigs stop acting like tools.
Or calling out acting like tools, because evil flourishes when good men do nothing. It's a very old expression, but if people like us that don't want to see that type of thing still do nothing about it, that means that it's still happening, which is why we said that if you ever see bad behaviour at a gig, don't get yourself involved. That's a personal choice if you do, but if you want to know how you should ever handle this type of thing at a gig, just go speak to the security. That's what they're there for.
Yeah.
There's even, and even not at gigs, even if you're just at a metal night, is most bars these days even have a safe word that you can go and alert a barman to make sure that you're either being supported yourself, or you can say, look, I think this person's in a bit of a bad situation. Can you go and check? And that is what security is there for. It's not just to handle drunk behaviour and throw out that person that's had one too many. It's to make sure that people are safe in every way.
Yeah, and it starts with us dudes. We have to change our ways. You can go in the pit. If you're in the pit, the only rule in the pit is if someone goes down, you pick them back up again. Doesn't matter who they are, like we said earlier, whatever they are, if they're down, you get them up, and that's it. You circle round, you can crowd kill, you can do whatever you want. That's the pit, that's the rules of the pit. But as soon as you come out of the pit, you guys, you're not there to lech on the women and touch them creepily as they walk by you to get to their friends,
or even say the wrong words as well,
or have your phone out pretending you're filming, or taking photos of the stage, but actually you're just trying to get the hot girl behind you
or something like that. All the weird stuff, guys, stop it.
It's ridiculous. It's time to stop, and it's time to make gigs safe for women, because people are always moaning there's never any women headlining festivals like Download. It's like they said, they've got to come up from grassroots all the way up.
And we've got to make sure that people feel safe in watching those headline acts as well.
If women are going to gigs, they are more likely, and they're safe, they're more likely to go, I want to be on stage.
Yeah. So never be afraid to call out the behaviour. Safe Gigs Swim also covers festival camping areas as well. The numbers are still absurdly high on abuse in campsites. So if you see anything like that again, there is always security nearby that you can go and speak to. Unless you happen to be, Hulk Hogan or somebody of that size, then you make your own choices. That's what I say.
Yeah, because he can't rip his shirts off anymore.
No, it's terrible. And probably shouldn't. I mean, that's something that's a bygone era. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that we wanted to say on the subject. But
just to reiterate, guys, change your attitudes.
Yeah, and be 2024, make safe spaces for people that don't feel safe.
Perfect. What a great way to end an episode on a positive, uplifting thing. I'm going to give praise and thanks to that as it's Thanksgiving week.
Thank you very much.
And then I'm going to hit Amazon for their Black Sale.
So we will see you next week. Make sure you use the code MJRS on orders over £40 at emp.com.
Peace!
Thank you for watching another super important episode of this week's show. We are genuinely grateful to Safe Gigs for Women for letting us fly the flag of their message. If it's the first time that you've heard of them, make sure you check out all that they do. And if you feel attacked by anything that we've said, but you're not a creep, then don't worry, you're not the one being attacked. If you are feeling attacked because you're a creep, then stop it. Anyways, make sure that you tune in next week. We've got a slightly new format for you, and we also have our usual features from Safe Gigs for Women, Andy's Man Club, and EMP. Make sure that you use the code MJRS20 on orders over £40 at checkout.